Hi, welcome back to the From Scratch Body. I'm Liv and today we are gonna make granola, but we are gonna maximize on taste and health. Let's go. To create the crunchy, clumpy granola that I really love, you have to use some oils and some sticky sweeteners. But as opposed to if you buy this ready-made, when you're making it at home, you can maximize on health by choosing the best sweeteners and the best oils for your body. And you know what? It just tastes better as well. So what you need is 4 cups of rolled oats, 2 cups of raw nuts and seeds of your choice. Definitely do a mix if you can to make it exciting. Today I'm doing hazelnuts, pecans, walnuts, some almonds and some sunflower seeds, and I chucked in a few pistachios in there too. You need half a cup of sticky sweetener of your choice, but as I said, pick something that has some actual benefits to them and not just refined sugar or golden syrup. I use a mix of honey and maple syrup. You need half a cup of oil as well, so use some good oil here. I use a mix of olive oil and melted coconut oil. Olive oil is better for you, but coconut oil is just brilliant for this recipe. Optionally, you might want to add some nut or seed butter to help clump up that granola mix even more. You also need some ground cinnamon and a pinch of salt, and alternatively some cardamom and shredded coconut. And to top at the end, we'll add some dried berries and fruit. This is optional, of course. Are you ready to go? Great! Then preheat your oven to about 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's get going. First, we're going to chop up our nuts. I'm going to do mine quickly for a few seconds in the food processor, but you can easily just chop these by hand as well. They don't need to be finely chopped. They go straight in the bowl. Then your 4 cups of rolled oats, the tiniest pinch of salt, you don't need much, a bit of cinnamon and cardamom. And then you mix that all well together. And then we're going to start mixing in our oils and sweeteners. So I'm filling up about half of this, half a cup, with some olive oil, and then the rest with some coconut oil. It is so hot today that I don't even need to melt it. If you haven't seen my video on 5 healthier substitutes for sugar, do check it out later. I'm going to link at the end of this video. But some maple syrup in there, and a bit of honey. You could do only one of these if you want, or you can do golden syrup or something as well. It's just not as healthy, that's it. I have to say, it's rare that I do recipes with this amount of sugar or sweetener in them. So it is definitely an energy breakfast. You want to have this on days where you are going to be moving around a bit later in the day. Maybe before a workout is perfect, because then you can use all this lovely energy for something good. So get it all mixed really well. If you still feel like it needs a bit more of something sticky to get it all to kind of clump together, and you don't want to use tons of oil or, syrup or something, if you have any kind of nut butter, you can mix a bit of that in, because obviously it's just nuts. It's just more nuts in your granola. Or a seed butter. I made this sunflower butter the other day. So it's just sunflower seeds that you pulse in the food processor for quite a long time, but it's a good alternative to peanut butter if people are allergic. For instance, it's a little bit bitter. I made this completely unsweetened, so I think it will be perfect to go in here because obviously there's tons of sweetener in here and it might help make things a bit sticky. But you can add some more oil or some more syrup or honey if you like. This seems to be quite perfect, this amount actually, but I'm gonna add some just for fun. This is actually not miles away from my breakfast apple crumble that I make. Which people have really loved. It's on my blog, so you can check that out on the fromscratchbody.com. You can search for it at the bottom of the homepage. just search apple crumble. The only apple crumble I've got on there is a healthy one, so do check it out. I'll just find alternatives to the usual butter and sugar to make it a bit more kind to your body, basically. If you do want to add any shredded coconut, this is a good time to mix some of that in. Totally up to you. If you want to make it even a little bit more naughty, that's totally cool. I'm not going to judge. You can add some chocolate chips in there or something. It depends how often you have this, you know. If it's your Sunday breakfast, go crazy. Now that we've mixed this really well, we're just going to spread it evenly out on this baking tray with a sheet of baking paper on it already. Make sure you not only spread it evenly, but also press it down properly, because that way it's going to start clumping together properly. And you do want to, well, I want those kind of bigger chunks that you can break apart at the end. It's up to you. Maybe that's not so important to you. You pop this in the oven for 10 minutes, then take it out and mix it around, and then press down again with the spatula or your wooden spoon. This is so it will stick more together and you get those nice clumps. Then you put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes, but keep a good eye on it because every oven is different and nuts can certainly burn. When you've waited long enough and it's all cooled down and got properly stuck together, you can break it up. I just break it up with my hands because then you get a chance of getting some slightly bigger chunks. But if you don't really love handling food with your hands, then you can just use a wooden spoon or a spatula. It's still gonna break up a little bit when it gets stored and everything. So store it in some airtight containers. If you keep some really big chunks, you can have a little granola bar, which is nice as well. And it's up to you. You might think that this is too sweet when you try it the first time. You might want to swap out some of that sticky sweetener for some more nut butter to just keep it stuck together. It's totally up to you. Make it your own. Go with the nuts that you love the most. You can try and play around with doing more nuts and less oats. There's lots of opportunity to play around here. I really hope you love the homemade granola. I certainly do. Do let me know in the comments below if you did it exactly this way or if you changed it up a little bit. We're all here to learn from each other, so please do share your experience. I'm gonna have this with some ice cold milk now because I am so hot in this kitchen. I'll see you in the next one.